Hello, everyone! Hi, my muselings. Oh my god, the chat today. You have had me guffawing. I'm not even kidding. Like, I was belly laughing over the whole slave pulled by 8 tiny Behir. What? That's fantastic. So hello, and how are you today? It is Wednesday. It is our lunch break live stream. I'm seeing all of the lovely usuals already in the chat. If you're new and lurking, hello and welcome. Last week I was working on the WizKids pit theme for one of my clients for a commission piece, and I got him painted up in his red, and he looked like he was flayed alive, which seems to be a fun case with the Scarlet from Vallejo Game Color line. But I couldn't stop working on him, so I kind of kept going, even though I thought I'd be working on him today, which is not going to be the case. I'm going to show you what I did to him and explain what I did. Wait, hold on, what? Someone got a book full of bad vampire romance and got some... Be here, be there, be everywhere. I love it. I love it. You guys are great. So here is our lovely pit fiend. No, I have not named him because he is not mine. He belongs to someone else, and he'll be getting sent off to someone else as soon as I get the other 2 minis in this order done. One is halfway there. So what we ended up doing was I had him painted up in just the scarlet red after I did my shadow layers. I then went back in for the wings, and I did royal purple on the wings, and then I did a wash. And now I did 2 washes actually. So the first wash was Nuln oil. Everything got Nuln oil on it, from the horns to the body to the wings. And then what I did is once that wash dried, I flipped over to 2 more washes. The body got, hold on, where did you go? I always like this name. The Karlberg Crimson from Citadel. It got that wash, and then the wings received the Drakenhof Nightshade. So different wash on the body than what the wings got, and that popped the colors back in like I wanted to, but it had everything look dropped down in tone. Because remember I said he wanted these to be more dark, menacing colors. So I knew by doing the Nuln oil first, that would drop me down about 2 to 3 tones depending on how heavy I went. I went lighter, so it was more like 2 tones down. When that dried, going back in with the other 2 washes, it got it so the color was drawn back up just a slight point, but it kept it in the deeper tones like I wanted. So now he's this nice dark color. With the horns, I did go back in and I took the Stonewall Gray and very lightly dry brushed to bring these details back out a little bit, because I didn't do black paint on top of it. What I did was I used a wash basically and kind of kept layering it on. But then just to bring these little details out that much more, I did go back in with Stonewall and re-enhance that, and his eyes just got gold for the eyes, so like these intense glowing magical things. Let's talk about the base. Now, if you remember seeing, the base was one of more like the skateboard style, I like to call it, the skateboard style shape, basically made to look like soil and stone. What I did was I went, hello Matt, and thank you for lurking. What I did was I went in and I took the Vallejo texture paint. I think it was just the plain, the white one. I can't see the label from here, but it was just their basic. It's the gritty texture, and I dabbed it around the base once I took the skateboard base and glued it onto the classic black circle base. And then I went in and I dabbed the Vallejo texture paint around. Once I got that fully covered, I then went in with the back of a paintbrush and I created these rivulets, because I knew that's where I wanted the lava to go, because I did talk with my client and he loved the idea of it standing on a lava pit field type of thing. So once I did that, I then painted everything over in white. That's important to remember. So I went back in and painted it all in white, and then I went back in and using reds, this is a whole big mix, a mix of reds, oranges, and yellows. I just took a really flayed out, let me show you. It was a frayed out paint, flayed or frayed. It's one of these paint brushes that has definitely seen better days, and it's all like flared. So what I did is I took this paintbrush and basically went through all the colors, and I just kept dabbing at random, the oranges and the reds and the yellows, and that helped create the tonal differences you'll see in the lava flows. So once that happened, and you want to make sure you let that dry, I do recommend you work wet with the different color paints that I just listed, but then you need to let them dry completely. And if there's some white peeking through, that's actually okay, because that's going to look like flashes of light type of thing. So once that was completely dry and I knew all the colors were set, I then went back in and I took black, like a solid thick black, and I went over and I painted over the base in a dry brush fashion so it would pick up those higher points, which then creates the hardened lava look. And that's how I get this lava field look going. I did go back in for the rivulets, and I just did a streak of red, then while it's wet, streak of orange, streak of yellow, and then a little bit of white. And you even sort of bring it up along the edges here so you get that glowing look. So that's how I created the base for this. It's something that's a little bit more time intensive, but I think for this guy it was well worth it. But I am super happy with how he's come out. The details are absolutely incredible on it, which is why I did the shadow layering. We're going to change things up today with the next miniature because of the way it's been sculpted. But this one is done with, for some reason, I love his shoulder, the back shoulders. They look so wow. But you can even see back here how doing all of that, you can see the edging detail of everything going on here. And it's just, again, beautiful sculpt, wonderful piece. I can't wait to get this sent out to my client, but he has 2 buddies that need to go along with him, and I'm working on them behind the scenes. But this is what happened with the WizKids Pit Fiend, and he is available for purchase. You can find him on Amazon. You can find him Miniature Market, your friendly local game store. I do recommend please go and check it out if you have one nearby and support your locals. If not, then the websites I just listed are great, and you can even check out WizKids and see what else they have going on. But yeah, this was this dude. Very, very happy with his outcome. Now the fun part. So I got some lovely miniatures yesterday. Perfect timing because I was sitting there like, what am I going to paint? So I got some lovely miniatures. No, Monday, because today's Wednesday. It's been one of those weeks. So this is the Wave 11, and they should all be done, or they shall be available in March. Keep that in mind. So what I'm showing you now is not available yet. It's a coming soon status. Again, check out your local friendly game store. Check out the other websites I've listed. But this is the Behir. And I think someone said on Twitter, she. I'm like, you know what? We haven't done a she lately. Let's do something fun. So I think she is going to be getting some fun color today. But this is the miniature itself. Again, it's another good size, you know, for scale. It's a really cool sculpt. You have the multiple legs going on here, which I love. And it's a 2-part base. So you have your classic black disc right there. And then you have this form that's basically just sort of, again, a stone texture look. I have a feeling it's going to get a little bit of tweaking just because you know how I am. I think it might be fun to, again, go back with that texture paint, but I'm also going to probably put some grasses in around there too, is where my mind's going with this one. So this I'm probably going to do post-production after the fact, and I will share it all with you, but then it'll pop onto the base here, because that's what I'm thinking. I think I might actually just sort of, again, go in with a texture paint and make this a big base in and of itself as opposed to the base on top of the disc. That's my plan for basing it. But let's talk about why you're not seeing me have this prepped as a shadow layer mini approach, because it's one of those things where in the Pit Fiend, he has so many deep details and so many varied textures. I find the shadow layer technique really helps pop those out. Regardless of the lighting you have, regardless of the setup you have, you're going to see those details because of it. This lovely lady, she has details, yes, but they're more smoothed out. So if I were to go in and do my shadow layer thing, it's not going to be as impactful. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with the base colors. This has already been primed. Remember, these do come pre-primed. So I'm going to start off with the base colors, and I'm going to show you the packaging artwork. Start off with the base colors, let those dry, and then I'm going to go back in with a wash. When the wash is dry, then go in and do some dry brushing to bring out these plates and these divots and these grooves that you find in the skin. But this is a very serpentine form figure, and as a result, the skin is a little bit more smooth. It doesn't really have the scales so much as it has these plates going on in the back. So for me, it's better to go straight to color instead of playing around with the different layering effects. You'll still get a good result from it. It's just a different approach. And like I said, there are so many different ways to approach painting your miniatures. It's always good to check out different styles and different methods. You know me. You know my default is to go to my shadow layers because I really do like the end results of them. It gives it a unique look that's very much my style of painting. But today we're going to take the paint right on because this is already primed. Don't need to fool around with it too much. Didn't need to go through and just file away a couple of mold lines as best I could. I do recommend that's something handy to have if you can get those model kit files for plastics. It's a good thing to have. And that's pretty much the story on her. Now, what I'm going to do is I'll show you the packaging. So the front, obviously, the miniature was here, but I'm not kidding. Rory just ran off with the insert because she likes plastic. But this is the type of box it'll come in. Okay, a little bit of the bigger boxes around here. You get, obviously, its name. It's a Nolzur's Marvelous Miniatures. And on the back, you have the art detail. Now, this art detail has it more in the grayish blue tones, which is perfectly fine if you want to do that. I'm going slightly brighter with it, just because, you know, I like to have my colors a little bit more popping. That's just personal preference. You can obviously drop these down to more gray-like blues, or you can do what I'm doing today with the brighter blues. I was just, Viper, oh my gosh, that is hysterical that you said that, because I was looking, and you know how I am with minis. I mean, we have the rock and troll. I was looking at this, I'm like, she almost looks like she's going, for me? So it's like I want to like get a little miniature, maybe like holding up a piece of cake or something to her, like, surprise! But yeah, that was one of those things where I enjoyed the pose thoroughly. You're going to have to forgive me, my phone is on today, and the notifications are going to be binging in the back because weather is coming to our area of living, and I just need to make sure if I need to find out if after-school activities are done or if I still need to go and pick up my kiddos and drive in freezing rain. Fun! But this is what is my starting point for ideas with colors. So what I did is I looked at the artwork, which is great. I also did go into a Google image search and I typed in D&D Behir. And, ooh, there are some really fun ideas out there already. So that is where I realized that a few of them had more intense blues going on, and I gravitate more towards that. So I'm going to use more intense blues. And then I'm toying around with, once I get everything done, I might use paints that shift in color to further enhance the, you know, mystical, magical factor of this particular creature. So that is the plan for today. Let's talk about which colors I am going to start with. Now, on the belly, which I'm going to blend up into the upper portion of the body, so there's going to be a little bit of blending happening here. I am going to go in with the Vallejo Game Color Line Magic Blue, and then the top part. I love the chat's being awesome. Chat's like, oh, you shouldn't have. It's not even my birthday. Shoe sale! We have to name her now. What should we name her? I kind of want to be like Maud. I don't know why. Maud the Behir. And let's get back on track. And then I'm going to be using night blue on the upper portion of the body. Again, I'm intensifying the colors just a little bit because I like to do that. I mean, you've seen things. You've seen things with me. The tricky thing is I really don't have a means of painting this on a holder where it's stable. I was goofing around this morning and not happening. So you're going to see I'm going to be working, holding on the tail end, doing the major portion of the body, letting it dry, and then shifting over. Again, I always recommend have some hand sanitizer on hand. The alcohol helps strip the oils off of your hands. Hello, Ralph. How are you? Judy. So if you take the hand sanitizer, the alcohol strips the oils that may still be on your hands if you know you're going to be holding this mini just because of its shape and form and or size. A kneeling minion holding a cake tray over their head. That would be stinking adorable. Actually, I could probably take one of the goblins and modify that. Modification! That might be next week. Next week, I'll make the minion out of one of the alchemy goblins. That would be fun. Where are they? They should be there. Should be there. Okay, so I'm going to start with the belly first. Large Marge. Large Marge is in charge. You see her as a Bertha. Oh my gosh. I was going to say it, Karen. Mac Attack, I don't do rubber gloves because I have ridiculously sensitive skin. And they don't like those. You could do rubber gloves if you wanted, or if you have sensory issues, or you have sensitive skin. You don't have to. I find the rubbing alcohol, the hand sanitizer helps. Okay, so I'm going to start with the belly. And because we're using a wider swath, I'm going to go back in with my Color by Me paintbrushes that Plaid has sent me. And those are this is the flat 4. Number 4 flat I'm going to use. And this is one I really do like. It's got a nice straight edge. It's not a chisel tip, which you'll see me use sometimes. Gobbo! See? A gobbo holding a cake up to this would be awesome. So, I am working with magic blue, and it's a blue I don't get to use that much either, so I'm happy about this. So I'll bring her up here, and I'm literally just going to start going in here. But yes, this is one of those minis. It will be coming out targeted for March. Huzzahs. Super excited for that. And rumor has it, darlings, this may even be something that they're going to be doing for... WizKids has started doing paint nights in local game stores. Oh, I like Sassy Sally. This is one of the miniatures that I believe is going to be in the future. Not right away, but in the future is going to be one of their paint night miniatures. So you can check with your local game store and see if they're doing that. And then you two would get a chance to paint this beauty up. So what I'm doing as I get to the edge here, let me lift her up a little bit. I'm going to feather the paint, which is sort of like dry brushing, but I'm creating a thinner layer of the paint here so that it sort of bleeds into the upper portion area, but doesn't overwhelm and cover it completely. So you can see there's still some space, and you can see a little bit of it. It gets a sort of a splotchy look to it. Let's phrase it that way to help for reference. And so I'm bleeding it, feathering it up towards the top, but I'm not making it a full coverage factor here. The belly, however, is full coverage. So I'm basically using, for my gauge, I'm looking, my darlings. I'm looking at the arms and legs, and I'm sort of using the midpoint to where I want to start feathering things. So now that I've gotten to this point, I'm pulling that paint color up. And the legs, what I'm going to do is the bottom will be this magic blue. The uppers will be the, what is it, night blue? Yes, night blue. There you go. Yeah, a lot of people were excited to see this, and I was too when I first took it out of the package. She's a beauty. So again, on the underbelly, I'm definitely going in and doing a full coverage here. I'm going to do the legs after I get the major portion of the stomach done. Hold on. This is one of those songs I don't like. TeknoAxe is great. I love the work. But sometimes the songs get a little too mechanical, if that makes sense. Alright, I know someone likes the swing stuff, so we'll leave that going. Surprise party. Valentine's Day is approaching. Yes, it is. Dare we have the what are you getting your Valentine's conversations? Or what are you doing? Are you doing anti-Valentine's or true Valentine's? That's next week. Oh, that is next week, isn't it? Okay, then. So right now my focus is I'm just getting the belly done. Pull it back in frame, V. And then what I'll do is I'm going to go around and start doing the feathering up the sides. But this is a gorgeous blue. I love this magic blue. It matches my eyes almost. Bah, love bug. Bah humbug for Valentine's Day. That's cute. I'm not anti-Valentine's Day. I just have no patience for it. I actually used to work at a flower shop. I hated getting those orders. Was like, I'd like to send a dozen red roses. There were times I'm like, can you just do something original, please? Like, what's their favorite flower? Maybe let's do that approach instead. No, the details are definitely there, some kind of awesome. They're not deep set like the Pit Fiend was, and I very much see that as intentional, especially when I was looking at the art for the Behir. It's not a scaly creature is the thing. It's almost like an eel with legs. Do. Oh, that's true. We'll see what you can end up doing, Eris. But yeah. I'm just chugging along here. Blue! Leanne! Oh, I just shouted into the mic. Leanne, we should name her Leanne. That'd be funny. Oh, Ralph, my sympathies. I am so sorry to hear that. Oh, that's tough. Sympathies to you and the family on that one. Valentine's Day is absolutely generated by card companies and such. I sound like this bitter old spinster. Yeah. But don't get me wrong. I love flowers. I love getting flowers and that type of thing. It's just not red roses. Red roses, I'm not a fan. Nope. Nope. I've never really been a red rose fan. I think that stems from Alice in Wonderland and the Queen of Hearts painting the roses red. They're painting the roses red. For some reason, that was like nightmare quality for me. I don't know why, but it was. All right. Literally just, I'm chugging along. It's magic blue on the belly. Magic blue on the belly. Ooh, my leg fell asleep. Hold on. That doesn't feel good. That's what you get for sitting in Indian style or crisscross applesauce. Let's flip it to that one. That is the correct way of terming it now, I believe. Stems from... Oh. Yeah, that makes it tricky. Well, I hope you find some solace with everything going on there, Ralph. Okay, so I'm getting close to the tail, and like I said, the tail I'm going to go back in, because right now the tail is sort of I'm holding it like this. So let me move this back up to the old top. I may have to switch brushes in just a second. But I love this serpentine face. It has this very snake-like look to it, like a python with a jaw that unhinges and everything. It's just, I love that look. Love that look. Sunflowers, wildflowers, and daisies for Eris. I agree. Those are lovely. The wildflower look is very charming. I am a huge fan of a very particular flower. It's called Lysianthus. And it's just this very pretty, delicate, ruffly flower. And it comes in clusters on each stem. You usually get about 5 to 6, if it's a healthy, 5 to 6 blossoms on a cluster. And it actually double blooms because as one blossom grows, another one starts to grow out. Bud-wise? No. Wait! You get buds from the other blossoms. Let's put it that way. I have a bad habit of doing that. I will say something and I'll even type it. And as it comes out, I'm like, well, come back. That's not what I meant. Let's see here. Kevin had an earworm? What song? What song? I missed it. I should like sing these songs and ensure the earworms get stuck. I was enjoying our earlier conversation before going live about various earworm songs getting stuck in people's minds. My cousin always said, if you get a song stuck in your head and you're desperate to get it out, stop for a second and sing by Menon. It has helped me in the past. Oh, lilacs are lovely. I mean, holidays can be hard. Painting. Oh, I'm sorry. I did it. Yep. Who are you? Let me get that lovely fellow in. Yeah, I think in just a second I'm going to flip to a more fine point brush to get up and in there. Up in the undercarriage. Hold on. I'm thinning out the paint just a touch at this point. Mixonovitsky, do not! Shoot! Do you know how long I have had Diggy Diggy Hole? Friend of mine was teasing me with that song when I was getting into Minecraft, and now, God help me, my husband and children also will throw that one around. So Diggy Diggy Hole gets stuck in my head. Alright, so what I'm doing is I am carrying this color right to the jawline here, which is kind of hard to see, but I'm using her jaw as my cutoff point. And what I'm not going to do is feather it out past the jawline for under the neck. What I'm going to do is start the feathering here. So I'll feather this color out to the shoulder area. Like that. And then I'll blend in the other blue on top of that one. Pagliacci. What do you do if Bimenen is stuck in your head? I don't know. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. How about that? Twinkle, twinkle, little star. How I wonder what you are. I gotta look over my spells and get some songs prepped for Cantriel for tomorrow. I don't even know if we'll be using any of them, but it's always good to have something ready. Not composing. The one song was a special reason for the whys and the hows of it all. I will, I'm sure, add to it, since everyone seemed to really like the song itself. But it's one of those things where I'm not writing an original tune every single week, folks. But I think I can build off that tune and add further lyrics to it to kind of embrace what's going on with the Dawnbringers. Alright, so again, I'm going to start feathering it out here because I've pretty much got everything going. And this is basically stippling through this. And then I'll go in and do the arms as well, because those need to get that too. But I want to get the torso feathered out first, and then I can blend in the night blue on top. But yeah, just to kind of bring this color up and out. And like I said, the underside of the arms will be one color, and the other one's the night blue on top. The other side, I should say. Not the other ones. Makes it sound like I'm doing the legs differently. I'm not. But yes, this is a cool dude. Or dudette. Because I forgot we're flipping this over to, Leanne. I'm going to name her Leanne. Leanne, because she's blue. Especially if we do the whole minion with a cake thing. I think that'd be adorable. Again, just stippling it through. Drop it down a little bit to give you an idea of what I'm doing here. What I don't want are straight lines, essentially. I want the color kind of peekabooing up here and there and carrying on. My wayward son, there'll be peace when you are done. Oh. Yes, do watch, Kevin. It was quite an interesting session, and we had a lot of development with Fig, and it was beautiful. I loved what Megan did. Luann. I didn't even think about the King of the Hill with Luann. Oh, funny. Alright, so there we go. Leanne will be her name. I did also just thin out my paint just a little bit more because with my space heater going, things are kind of drawn faster. Same thing with the tail now. I'm going to get the base of it painted up, but also bleed it through feathering wise. Actually, let me get the majority of the tail and then I'll do the feathering. Blue Ann. Ooh, Jessie! Or Jessa! Hi, Jessa! How are you? Oh, I like that. I told you, Bimenen. Bimenen. It's a thing that happens. Absolutely. Of course, now I have blue stuck in my head for you. I can blame Ginny D for that one, too. She twittered that the other day. Did a beautiful job with it with her jester. It was most excellent. Go check out her account if you have no idea what I'm talking about. But she nailed that one. I loved it. I'm looking. I'm actually getting quiet because I'm trying to make sure that the tail is wrapping appropriately. Any thoughts on Army Painter paints? They work. I don't own any. I'll leave it at that. I am all for of the method of use what you have at hand. If you have Army Painter paints at hand, get a feel for how paint goes onto a mini. Great. But also explore other paints and see what you work with best or what you like to work with the most. I am one of those where I use a multitude of various ones. Roxanne, you don't have to put on the red light. I'm telling you, this is why I barred. Bardy bard. Use what you have available. I always encourage starting mini painters, especially those on budgets. You can go in with craft paints. I have painted a few of many of my minis, I should say, with craft paints. Plaid keeps me well stocked in paints, as you know. So if you're trying to get into the feel of things and work out how you do this, that, or the other thing, but you don't want to spend $5 a bottle, then yes, you can absolutely go get your craft paint on. And then I think what I'm going to do is have this so that the night blue isn't as strong at the tip of the tail. So I'm going to bring the magic blue up more and leave that thin right there. And then that gives you a means of learning how to get the paints onto the miniatures budget-friendly wise. Oh, damn it, Jake, that's a good one too. Oh, thank you, Paolo. Oh. Behir Arthur. Damn it. I might have to get another one, and it could be a pair of them having like tea and cookies together. Yes, my brain just went there. Oh, how would that be for an encounter? Players come upon these two Behirs, and they're looking for a fight, but meanwhile they're like, hey, come and have tea with us. One of my players was trying to get one of these for a mount. Oh, absolutely, Mac Attack. Do not use miniature paints for your terrain. That is one thing I will say that's not cost effective, and you're wasting paint and money doing that. You can very easily use your craft paints for your terrain craft. Don't use your dropper bottles, please. Please, 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 I beg of you. All right, so I'm going through and I'm now feathering back out along this side. Bringing it back up and out. I like how the legs have these sort of like roly-poly skin gatherings, like a pug. Think of a pug's little roly-poly-oly legs. Definitely has that vibe going, but it's a really neat detail. The kids at school playing D&D. I love running games for kids. If you have not run a game for children, you need to, because they are amazing and they think outside the box. And as a DM, they keep you on your toes and challenge you with the story. And I truly hold to the fact that having run games for my own kiddos and their buddies has made me a better DM when it comes time to doing my work with Cobalt Press's Last Air. Absolutely, no questions about it. I'm grateful for the fact that I was able to use my children, have my children sit and let me run games for them. And we've done it all. We've done it where I've pulled out the terrain and we've sat and used the terrain. We've done it where we just came home from an event. They were tired, but they wanted to play a game. So we did Theater of the Mind and I ran my BB's place for them. And they had a blast. But kids are great at just sort of turning the tables on you from what you expect. And that makes it easier for you. And now that I have players who are fantastic at turning the tables on you in the Margrave Forest of all places, it really does help. Hello, Nathan. Oh, thank you very much. And hello, Big Brother. Did I catch everyone so far? If I see your name in the chat, I am trying to say hello to you. If I don't say hello to you, it's because I've looked down and I haven't seen your name fly up into the chat mode. So my apologies if I missed you. Hello to you anyways. Same thing, still working on bringing this up a little bit. Blue, I have this song in my head. Why can't you be blue? Oh, I gotta stop. All right. Da 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 da. Okay, so I'm liking how this is looking. I know it looks a little bizarre now, but remember, I'm bringing the night blue down. And since it's a darker color, it's going to bleed it down. So I want this to move up higher, and then the darker blue will move down on it. And there's just a couple spots I'm seeing that I want to get a little bit of a better angle brush-wise. Here we go. How are we doing on time? Oh, we're moving on to the half-hour mark. Lovely. I definitely need to wrap this up in an hour. Heads up. Oh, whoa. That's impressive, Jake. Okay, I like Dungeon Matrons. Just saw her opening up gifts at a baby shower. One set of hands holding up a baby Behir. I can't even finish that. Well, there's the general basic announcement. For those of you who may not have seen on both Twitter as well as my Facebook page, I have started a part-time job. So every Monday and Thursday, I'm going into the office and working from home here and there for the rest of the week. I will make the official announcement as to who it is with once I get back from ECC, because I do intend to go full-time once April wraps around. It's just my schedule and appearances have definitely sort of come into play. And I will say the group has been absolutely fantastic and understanding and working with me on my 2020 appearances and where I'm going to be. So that means I'm still going to be doing the castle and everything like that, and PAX Unplugged and Gen Con and things of that nature. But right now we're just kind of working at where I will be going in, learning the ropes, which I'm very excited about, for sure. And then once April rolls around, I will make the official announcement with them. And I think you all will be quite pleased. I will say that. It's not taking me away from everything completely and entirely. However, it does mean that I'm not sure what's going to be happening with the lunch break live streams. That's something I need to consider and look into and get that figured out. But I do not want to have them go away completely. So it may be something more along the lines of finding a different day, like maybe a weekend. I don't know. We got to figure this out. But I'm still here for a while. I'm not going anywhere. And you're still going to have access to me on Twitter. Definitely on Twitter and on Facebook and everywhere else. But I'm not leaving the industry. Let's make that very clear. I'm not leaving the industry. I'm still here. And thank you very much, Dragon Shadows. It's one of those things where, two growing boys and educations beyond high school are things I need to start thinking about and factoring in. All right, I'm going to now take this magic blue onto the legs. Legs or legs, depending on where you're from. I vacillate because I've grown up in different regions. Same thing for eggs. Eggs or eggs. So magic blue I'm putting on the underside here of the arm, and then the night blue is going to go on top. You know what? I'm going to feather that slightly, just a little bit, to get these colors to blend together a little. So I like feathering. New adventure, was it a crit? It's absolutely a crit hit. I rolled a 20 on this opportunity. I'm quite pleased and I'm quite excited. And it's killing me in one respect because I think you guys are really going to be happy about it. The Mac Attack, I'm constantly lapsing between accents. And I love Rowena quite well, and it's sort of... Cantriell and Rowena have a lot in common. Let's put it that way, dears. I love her feistiness, and I've carried that into Cantriell and what she does and how she interacts with the others, because, my God, some of them. But I love Rowena. Supernatural! Definitely a fan. And I know this is looking mishmashed right now, but again, I'm working the undercolor first before the top goes over. Let's see. So yes, I have got to say that the reactions and the support that everyone has shown me once I made the announcement, just that I've started part-time, has been wonderful. You've all been very supportive and very excited, and I am extremely lucky to have such a supportive community. Truly. You make me smile. You make me look forward to doing these streams for you and chatting ahead of time. All of these lovely things. So I'm eager to go into more detail when the time is ready and the time comes. Absolutely. But for now, we still have our streams. And it's Vallejo's game line. Nope. Not the case, big brother. That's a no. So it's just, it's been really sweet and good to see that there is excitement about it. The other thing that is getting tied to this, though, however, is I am going to be closing my Patreon. Because, and this is something I've been debating, we've talked about this. With my Patreon, I have found personally I am not a fan of the platform itself. I see all too often cards are getting declined for patrons, and I've had my own credit card issues of the card getting declined and then it not working when I needed to go shopping. So it concerns me. It concerns me that there's a platform that's kind of a little flim-flam in terms of how the financial things are working out on their end. And I've managed to get a direct patron through PayPal set up on my website. Now, you are going to have to go to my website and look at it. If you're on your phone, look at it in the website view option as opposed to the phone mobile view, because the donate button it's on website only. I've got to go back and adjust that. But if you are one of my patrons, I fully appreciate all of the support you've provided over the past couple years in helping me develop the channel and my projects. It has been wonderful. However, it's going to be time to part ways with Patreon at the end of March is sort of where I've landed with this decision. And I've been thinking about it for a very long time. Patreon started because I was getting people asking me if I would open up one. And I figured, you know what? They're asking. Yes, I'll open up a Patreon. But it's one of those things where I'm having too many qualms about it now. I want the people to support me feel like they are using a safe product, and it's also going to be a matter of time. You know, I'm not going to be able to do super extra special things as much simply because of a time factor coming into play. So I want to be, in all fairness, transparent about it and leave the option open. So you could always do coffee, buy me a coffee type of thing, or you could do the PayPal patronage if you so choose. And that's kind of where I'm going to leave it. And we'll see what happens. But yeah, it was one of those things where... See, yeah, Nathan brought that up. There are other services coming in. And like I said, when I found that I could use my PayPal account as a direct patronage thing, and then the patrons can use... The patrons can use that instead. And PayPal I trust. PayPal I've been working with for over a decade between my own businesses. I had the crochet business and then obviously the crafting Muse business. They have always been very good to me. When I've only had 2 issues with them, ever. One personally as a shopper and one as a provider of services. Both times they handled it within hours and handled it beautifully. So for me, I feel PayPal is a lot more of a secure server to be using, which is why I've started getting things switched over. And I wanted to give my patrons time to think about whether they wanted to continue. Again, you're under no obligation. It is appreciated, so on and so forth. But yeah, that's the story with my closing things down at Patreon in the near future. The guys, they also have PayPal set up as well. We all have kind of offered various methods of however you would like to support us. There are your options. But for me, it's one of those things. Coffee, I feel totally fine with because, again, it links into PayPal. But Patreon's just got me concerned. Oh, that's another good point, Mac Attack. The whole cancel culture thing they're doing with certain accounts, which... Hello, Adam Tasker! I appreciate it. Oh, and thank you. Thank you very much for that, Adam. That is very kind of you to say. I hope you have a lovely day at work. I really do appreciate when you guys just jump in for a quick little hello. It's not PayPal. It's the credit cards that are constantly getting declined. And then, like I said, I personally experienced because I support people, but I have a separate account for that for privacy reasons. But I've had my card declined and then it gets treated like it was stolen. which was really inconvenient that day. Ooh, full shot. What was your favorite project and what was one of your proudest? Oh, that's a Sophie's choice, full shot. Okay, the blue scarab Hulk, Umber Hulk, but painted it to look like a blue scarab. That is my favorite mini ever, quite frankly. The Cthulhu is a close second. Absolutely loved the way that came out. Bonjour, Mathieu! And, yeah, I think it's those two are my top faves. For sure. I'm just making sure I'm answering the rest of your question properly. Yeah. Proudest and favorite, both of them. The Cthulhu and the Umber Hulk painted to look like a blue scarab. I really am happy with how those two came out. All right. Still, there's a lot of legs on Luann. Shave day must suck. I don't mind the cues, full shot. It's totally fine. Ask a question and I'll tell you no lies. But I may not reveal all the truth. I'm kidding. Hello, Mad King Henry. How goeth things? How goeth things, I should say. Oh, I'm excited for tomorrow night, though. I need some D&D. I need to play. No, I didn't. Hey, the Rock and Troll I loved as well, but the other two were, the other two are definitely a little bit more, I don't know. I think because they were such a variation on what's normally expected. I think, you know what? I think the Behir does have a southern accent. I think Luann here, she's got herself a nice little accent. She's a fan of red velvet cake. Oh, Cthulhu, was your first time watching. Oh, yay. So, go check out Dawnbringers. Oh, the news itself. Yes. So, very exciting stuff. My dear darling friend Dan Dillon is going to be keeping on with us as a regular player. I'm so excited. So, Drown is going to be brought into the fold of the Dawnbringers. If you haven't watched, you do need to catch up. Dan does a fantastic... He always does. I mean, hello. He does a fantastic job with his PC Drown. And I really think it's going to be an excellent addition to our group. We Dawnbringers, we just keep growing. But, yeah, so Dan is joining us. I'm so excited about that one. It's lovely being able to play with your friends, and truly every single person in that stream is a near and dear friend to me, so I get spoiled Thursday nights. I also get spoiled Sunday nights when I DM my crew for Cobalt Press, because that's another fantastic group of people, and I can't wait to see what they're going to do after I threw the whole Baba Yaga thing at them last game. We had to cancel Super Bowl night because of attendance factors. We weren't able to get as many players as I had hoped, and considering where things were left off, there was really no good way to float it, so we will pick back up with them Sunday. Okay, so I have the magic blue feathered through, and I know it looks kind of weird right now, but there are reasons for it. All right, Luann. I'm going to let her dry just a tiny little bit. Bluann May. Bluann May, I like this very much. Full shot of life. You can watch the Dawnbringers live every Thursday on Mini Terrain Domain on Twitch at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, or you can go over to the YouTube channel Mini Terrain Domain and you can catch the backlog of episodes on his YouTube channel, and it's wonderful. It is absolutely wonderful. Bluann May. All right, this Behir is Bluann May here, and she likes her red velvet cake, and she's just such a delight for some, not for all. While she's drying, I have goodies. I have more for you, darlings. Again, these came to me from WizKids, so I'm a giddy little girl on Christmas. I just totally went into Eevee mode. Let me talk like my NPC Eevee, because she's the one who really gets the attention here. Okay, so these are coming out Wave 11, which means available March. Check your game stores and all that stuff. So we have coming in a young gold dragon. And look at those wings. I'm not taking them out of the boxes yet, but happy, happy, happy. I love it. Look at the horns. Ah, and the scales. So this is one of the ones I got. Love is what I got. Still remember that. Evie! Evie's so much fun to play. You know, it's true. That would be such a scene, like just having her. And of course with the gold we have the silver. Look at this. Their dragon sculpts are just, they spoil me. I loved doing the dragons at the castle last year, the blue. It was wonderful. Bless your pea-picking little heart. No, it's not. Bless your heart is not a blessing, honey. But look at this pose. I mean, oh, and we have the flight stand right there. Quick little tip with these things. If you take gloss Mod Podge or any type of gloss varnish and you put it over the stem, it makes it look even less apparent, which is really cool. Little side comment. Kentucky Fried Games, hi! Did I miss you earlier? So there's the silver. Make new friends, but keep the old. One is silver and the other's gold. As my bag falls. Okay, and then this one unfortunately got a little ripped. That's okay. It's a young red dragon. Look at these wings. Looky, looky, looky. Looky-loo. Again, the sculpts are great, and it's another one of the flight stands. It's only a silver dragon if you paint it. That's true, and I have seen many people take the dragons, but, you know, we're going off the names here in case someone likes a sculpt more than the other. I think we did have a bronze. Wasn't there a bronze?
I want to say yes.
Oh, I can't reach my dragons. My dragons are too high behind the curtain. I'm telling you, it looks like there's a store back behind the curtain. Oh, wonderful full shot. Thank you very much. Da-da. Wasn't there a bronze? Oh. See, I don't have the list in front of me. If I had the list in front of me, I would answer you right to sweet. No, the whole singing kicked in because we were talking about earworms before the stream actually started. And now I'm just stuck in singing songs. This one. The Behir. Look at him. Yeah, he's going to be getting some attention at some point. I'm telling you. You know how I am. I adore wings. Wings, scales, and feathers and fabric. Those are my weaknesses when it comes to mini. The more of it, the better. So that's the Behir, and then... this is also a fun one. All right, Kevin, thank you so much for stopping by, and have an excellent day. Look, a beholder zombie. Zombie! And this is another one that is going to be a paint night that WizKids will do at local game stores. So if this is another miniature you're kind of geared into, take a look at that one. Hold on, let me check something here. Do. I need to check. I got a little heads up schedule-wise for these because, you know, I want to say targeting for... looks like they're targeting for April for this one. Okay, so keep that in mind. Fingers crossed all goes according to plan. This is another one. Oh, thank you very much, Miguel, and say hi to the lady. All right, so Norm? Why are we saying Norm? Yes, Victor is one of the NPCs in the Dawnbringers who's a specter. And I have one over here. Can I reach? I'm too short. My arms are too short. My wingspan isn't long enough. WizKids does have a Gazer and Spectator pack. And they look really cool too. I love it. No, they'll have the things you need at the store. So you will need to sign up and register for those. So again, check with your local store, see if that's something they're doing. If they are, get yourself registered and all that goodness. And that'll be a good thing to do. So these are the ones that I got. It's not the full wave. It's just some of them. Hopefully I can grab a hold of more of them so you can see what else is coming. But boy howdy, WizKids, I tell you. More fun stuff. No complaints. Okay, let's go back to Luann. Blue Ann May. I should say Blue Ann, right? Blue Ann May. And I'm going to go in with the night. The night. And again, this is Vallejo's Night Blue. Blue. I'm just going to... That's stuck. That's my earworm. That's my earworm for the day. It's just going to live there happily in my head. And there you go. That's just the way it is. Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do. I'm not kidding. There have been times where I was in chats with buddies and we were just talking and someone would say a phrase and I'm often singing a song. And then I'll just be cruel and sing Copacabana. Because, you know, Copacabana. Why not? Alright, so going in with Night Blue now. I'm going to start at the head and pull back around and keep going. Obviously the mouth, I am not going to make blue. I think what I'm going to do for the inside of the mouth... Oh, keep it in frame. For the inside of the mouth, I'm definitely going to go in... My brush is a little wet still. I'm going to go in and do... I'm thinking more of like purplish tones for the inside of the mouth. Being very careful around the edge here of the horns. The horns are going to be a different color. I believe I grabbed tan for it. Earth. I grabbed earth. No, I don't go Joker later, oddly enough. Because I like songs in my head. I may have to go in and make this... Some of my paints do come out a little bit thinner, and this Night Blue is the case. I may have to go back in and do a second round of Night Blue. We shall see how it goes. And what I'm doing is I'm just taking the edge of this brush and floating it along the jaw. Drowns out the voices. Her name was Blue Ann and she was a Behir. Can make up a country song about her. Since I know I'm going back in with the eyes and doing a gold, I'm not too concerned about painting the sockets right now. But yeah. This is definitely one of those blues that's a little bit thinner. What did Puddin say? Oh, that's, yeah. Monsters. Oh, you're not wrong. Oh, what's his name? Randall. Yes, Randall. That is true. Actually, in a way, it kind of helps. This Night Blue is a little bit on the thinner side, because that means that the blending of the colors will work out nicely. This is also why I leave like the inside of mouths and things to the very last minute, because that way if we have slippage of paint or whatever, you can fix it. Once a Behir is a guard dog. Just said it to Copacabana. Her name was Blue and she was a Behir. Ooh. You're right. We could work with that. So what I'm going to do as I get closer to where I had done the feathering, it's sort of the same thing. Except I'll pull the color down a little bit further into the magic blue. Ba-da-da-da-da. Now it's a disco, but not for Lola. Yuck, yuck, yuck. So I'm just going to bring the magic, or the night blue into the magic blue now. And have those colors blend into each other. So you get a more organic transition of the colors. Hello, mailman! But that was 30 years ago when the place still had a show. Now it's a disco, but not... Yeah, I'm done. I'm done! Of course, the music that just comes on from TeknoAxe is called Digital Zen. I am not Zen right now, people. Far from it. Doodly-doo. Yeah, the horns I'm definitely saving towards the end as well. Just because of our little angles and nooks and crannies. Alright. We've created a monster. I'm no monster. I just sing like one. There you go. You could make it the karaoke monster. That would be a thing to have, wouldn't it? Copacabana and a disco bard. That would be funny. Cantriell tends to lean towards the more mournful ballad-esque style, I would say. To me, it just suits her and her story and everything. It's the same thing. I'm going in, I'm just feathering the night on top of the magic blue to create this blend of the two colors. So I'm not ending up with a stark contrast line. Oh, Mad King Henry. Oh, that's such a dad joke. Such a dad joke. And also, once I put the wash on, that's going to further enhance the blending of the two together. So basically, my goal here is to go back over where there is white space and transition this into the other blue space. Which, once this dries a little bit more, we're not getting the flare back of the wet paint. You'll see a little bit better. Next 3D model idea. Oh, God. Behir was a dude. You never know. For light jazz. Oh, I like that. A bard with a penchant for light jazz. I honestly enjoy seeing how people bring their bards about and their goals for their bards. I play a bard, Cantriell. Most of her bardicness is the sass. I'm not even kidding. She is a sarcastic little Eladrin. That's putting it mildly. So I find her sarcasm is partly what makes her bardiness, but then I also do like it when I can surprise with song. But I've multi-classed her with Ranger, Monster Hunter, because I am a sucker for Rangers. Rangers are my fave. I am a Ranger fan, and I don't mean the team. I mean the class. I love playing Rangers, and I've actually found combining Bard with Ranger is working out quite nicely, surprisingly. I don't feel like I'm missing out had I have just stayed one particular class. The two together are a really cool combination. I will say that. I may have a pull out of frame moment if you bear with me. Yeah, I need to pull out of frame. Sorry. Every so often it happens I need to pull it closer to me so I can see what I'm doing. Far better. But basically just getting the other side of the jaw, it's just with the hand and the angle. You can see I pulled it in together. Again, blending down to get those two colors to play together. And I will take a picture of her too. I am going to need to go back in and do another layer of this because as this is drying, it's still kind of splotchy and I don't want that. Sarcasm is just one of the services I offer. Hey, Jake! I don't know. I still want to get a shirt that I'm many mancers of many things. That was a fun line to just kind of up and out with it one day in the game. What? Forget which other player went, what? But Cantriell was talking about Speak with the Dead because we were trying to question these people and they're like, oh, we have to keep them alive. Not really. We don't have to keep them alive. We can still talk to them when they're dead. And one of the other players went, what? When did you get into necromancy? Oh, I've been many mancers of many things. That was a fun moment in the game. All right, so it's looking like, especially with the way this night blue is going on, I am going to have to go back over it for more consistent coverage because that's streaky. But it is helping blend in with the magic blue. So that's, you know, trade-off. So what we'll do, or what I'm going to do, is I'm going to work on finishing up getting the first round of night on her. However, I love it. Jake, I want a t-shirt for Cantriel, please. I was telling about the Many-Mancers of many things option. And then a little bit up, it was sarcasm is just one of the services I offer. Because it's not wrong. She's a fun one. She's honestly one of my favorite PCs by far. She just out with it and goes. Yeah. The thing is also with this night, it needs to dry thoroughly before I go in. Oh, that's right. I need to find that and I'll share it later. I'll show Jake came up with something really cool looking. I'll see if I still have the picture or the file or something. I think I saved it. And I'll do the tweeters. I'll do the tweeters about it. And we'll go from there. And if you hear my stomach grumbling, I swear I did have breakfast today. I didn't forget to eat. I'm just hungry today. I'm a hungry girl. And I am going back up and kind of feathering more as I go along. But you can... Oh, good. It's starting to dry. You can see now the transitioning here that's happening. Oh, do-do-do-do-do-do. Ba-da-da-da-dum. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely going to be a 2-uppy. For sure for her. So right now we're going to work on getting main colors on her, and then next week will be fine-tuning and the details and all that loveliness. Again, I'm not too worried about the claws because I'm going to go back in and paint those a separate color, so anything I'm getting on them now, it's like, meh, I'll fix. I find that a lot easier than trying to make yourself crazy and go back and forth and back and forth. It helps to plot out what your... If you get stuff on it, it'll get... something, whatever, or what you want to make sure definitely doesn't get covered again. If you plot that out, it makes your painting a lot easier ahead of time. But you can see here how the blue is transitioning through like I had wanted it to. And again, it's just feathering the colors into each other to get that look. Hi, Firefall! Or bye, Firefall! The lunch and Sheehan's. See, everyone has their list of what they feel is best or worst. Personally, and this is what I find funny, a lot of times people do the tag someone, fill out the letters, whatever. I get tagged as a monk more often than not. A monk, a monk, a monk. I've played a monk once. I'm not a fan. Nothing against those who love playing their monks because that's fantastic that they bring you absolute joy and you're happy with them. Personally, for me, they're not my style of player. Like I don't know. It just doesn't speak to me to be a monk. However, for me it's ranger, druid, cleric, rogue. No, ranger, druid, bard, cleric, rogue. I know I was forgetting someone. You are a museling. Anyone who enjoys the channel and hangs out is considered a museling. Thought that would be a fun thing to have, a little name for everyone to enjoy together. And I do adore my muselings. You guys have brightened my morning big time. Absolutely made the day that much better. So thank you. I needed the chat this morning. I'm not gonna lie. I needed to see some joy and some goofing around and people being positive and supportive of each other. It's a beautiful thing to be able to share an experience with you all. So thank you for that. From the bottom of my heart. Thank you. There's enough going on out in the world right now where it's just... I just want to just click the TV off. Oh, Mac, take care. And see you next week. Paladin. I believe Miguel has a type. Call me crazy. Call it a hunch. But I think he has a type he likes to play. Yep, I'm definitely going to go in with a second round of the night blue. because it's going to need it. And that's another fun little trick. If you want to blend it a little bit, you can just use your finger pad. Blot a little bit if needed. No, there's distinctions between Ranger and Druid. I like them both for the nature factor, that is for sure. But there's dynamic different. I feel there are. I feel Rangers can sort of zip in and zip out more than a Druid actually could. However, Circle of Wildfire Druid, dang! That's a fun one from the Unearthed Arcana. That's a great one. Thank you! Thank you so much, Kentucky Fried Gamer, for stopping by. Yeah, I'm not one who does well with news. I will get panic attacks, to be honest, sometimes. It's like, nope, can't take this on right now. Again, I'm not worrying about the claws because that is going to get covered at a later date. Literally. Like I said, there's enough strife and ugliness out there, and for me, it gets to be overwhelming, so I'll be like, you know what? Just give me the blurb. Give me the blurb of what's going on. I can't sit there and watch it. It just makes me... V4... Yes, thank you, Nathan. What was I saying? I do better with give me a news article so I can process it that way. It's watching the news. Nope. Nope. Not able to take it on that way. All right, you're getting the idea of where she's going now. Blue Ann May. I'm telling you, the way we come up with names for these monsters, it cracks me up. It's a good thing. It is absolutely a good thing. Again, feathering through here. Letting the two paints work with each other. Bring it back up. But yeah, this is... I think the last time I used the night blue was because I did my shadow layer, so it was actually one of those paints works out nicely. Laters to the people leaving. Yes, thank you for joining us. And for those who just lurk and kind of hang out and enjoy our goofiness, thank you so much for joining us as well, and goodbye to you whenever you head out. Ding! Like I said, I need to leave my notifications on today. There's a specific sound I'm waiting for. Hasn't happened yet. But my phone's making noises. Doo-doo-doo-doo. It's like a pedicure from hell. So many legs. Oh my goodness. She's got legs. She knows how to use them. Yeah, I took it there.
Wanna fight about it?
But I do like these colors. Playing into one another. Yay! Starting to give you the idea. But I'm not going to play around with this more. Thank you, Eleftheria. That is exactly my mindset. We know the world is not necessarily a nice place all the time, but we don't need the bad news shoved down our throats. Completely agree. Completely agree. Oh, I'm glad you enjoy this. I try and... Look, my whole thing is there's enough ugliness and whatnot happening out there. Social media makes it very easy to have all access to it all the time. If I can bring a little bit of light and levity into someone's day, or make someone smile, or feel reassured, or feel supported, then my role in my place in this community has been done. I did it. That's honestly my focus for our community. I want to make sure people feel like they are valued and that they are seen and they are supported. Because quite frankly, I wouldn't be where I am now if it weren't for others who did the same for me. So to me, it's a full-on pay it forward factor in my own mindset. How are we doing on time? 1:12. It's 1:12, darlings. So we're going to keep going. Oh, Blue Ann. And more feathering. Yeah, I like how this is giving me that blending that I want without the straight line factor going on. And again, once I put that wash on, it's also going to add to that approach. Ah, da, 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 da. No, Miguel, don't be a bully. Miguel is very sarcastic in his sense of humor. Forewarning, folks, he's not truly serious. He's a mush. Okay, maybe not mush, but hey, 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 hey. Role-playing is a nice escape. It really, when you are playing with the right group of people, role-playing is an amazing, therapeutic, restorative event. I truly feel that way about it. You can be rejuvenated by it. You can be exhilarated by it. You can escape for a few brief, precious hours and immerse yourself in a world of magic and exploration and just kind of get a break, which I think we need. I think so many of us need that, without question. And then there's the fun of you're playing with friends, or at least people you enjoy their time with. And if you're not enjoying a game that you're in, and if you don't feel like you can explore and feel safe and everything like that, find a new group. Quite frankly, find a new group. It's not worth being stressed and have anxiety about going to play a game that's supposed to be fun, you know?
That's my soapbox. I'll get off the soapbox and put it to the side now.
Paladins are pretty straightforward. I will give you that. Fighters as well. Magic-wise, clerics are good to start with, just based on my own thoughts. But again, I will give recommendations, but what I say does not have to be canon and held as you must. But yeah, I think clerics are sort of a nice, not soft, that's not the word I want, but they're a magic user where you can kind of get a feel for things. I would not start with sorcerer. No. Or wizard for that matter. Those are ones you sort of ease into more, just based on my own opinion. Alright, blending through. Blue. Guess what's going to be stuck in my head today, folks? Yup. Yep, that song. I get the blue between the toes. But yes, this is what I want. See, the way this is coming together, it really makes me think about this whole shifting of color factor. Might be a fun thing to do. We shall see. Oh, God. Hot brimstone needs to die. Ugh. That's turned into like one of those bad dad jokes. Hot brimstone. Blech. Alright, moving to the tail, and then I gotta get the others. She's leggy. What the heck am I painting? Well, hello to you too, Michael. It is a Behir from WizKids. It is going to be coming out in March. And it is a fantastically massive mini. Really cool. And we've named her Blue Ann for reasons. And she is a lot of fun. And she is very cool. And she has a lot of legs. Trying to carefully hold her at this point. For the, don't want to smear the paint factor. Hello, Johnny Cooper. Like a pink dragonborn with fire, ice breath depending. There you go. Oh! Vertigo. Oh, no. Vertigo is not fun. Back in a frame. I'm sorry to hear that, Johnny. Hopefully that's something that will pass quickly for you and you're not having to deal with it for too terribly long. I have a few people that I know who deal with vertigo. Not on a daily basis, but, you know, more often than one would want to, quite frankly. I always feel so bad for them. See, I had the lovely... I have very low blood pressure. So I had the loveliness where if I'm not eating enough salt every day, I get the fun thing where I stand up and the world just goes nope, and I have been known to black out. So I have to be good about making sure I put salt on my food and stuff. And if I don't, my electrolytes and stuff get all off balance. And yeah, I have to be aware of, have I salted things? But, you know, those moments of where it's like you're kind of in this unbalanced shifting feeling, that I get. I absolutely get that one. Yes, we've gotten up to 13,000 subs. Believe it or not, we're there already. It's actually quite incredible, and I am very blessed with a wonderful community. The Muse community, I love my people. I really do. You guys and gals and folks alike are all wonderful, so...
Thanks for following.
You know? She's all legs. She is. She's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
She's got a lot of legs. You know, Blue Ann May really is. It's a fitting name for her. I'm liking it. Alright, so what I'm doing here is I'm just pull it in frame. I'm dancing the brush around the tip of the tail to get this night blue to work its way into the zones where the magic blue also happens. That was not intentional. Subscribe, yes. Stock, please, dear God, no. Please don't. Alright, I'm also going to do the same here. Just sort of take what little is left on my brush and use that to feather down around the tail area. Because again, I don't want this to have a stark, sharp line of transition. And if you look at the art itself, it's a similar approach. Oh, there's always that one little, look at, see? To get that spot.
Hello, 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 la, 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 la.
I can't go that low.
I can't make my voice drop into that register.
Hold on here. Let me get the itty bitty living space curvature right here. There we go. Okay. So there we have the tip of the tail. Domain die. Oh god, we have so many domain die on Dawnbringers, it's a riot. And for those of you who don't know what domain die are, they are a means for the viewers to sort of participate in the game by giving dice to help players re-roll and things like that. Even the DM can use them. Oh, jeez. See, I always feel so bad when I hear people are dealing with vertigo. It does not sound fun at all. Alright. Get this back into frame. And it's basically the same thing, just sort of feathering this night blue down and then filling in where it's white. Well, actually, technically gray. It's the gray primer that's on this one. Wouldn't that be something to put to use in the game Vertigo? Hello. Now I'm thinking. Which is never a good thing. Not for my players, at least. Hee. But yeah, I did miss playing on Sunday, or rather running the game for them. I was looking forward to it, but it was just not enough players. It happens sometimes. The floor needs a hug. That's one way to look at it, Mad King Henry. The floor just needed some extra attention today, that's all. That's all that was. Really. It's fine. Everything's fine. I'll be able to stand up soon. I just like the view from here. And again, I'm going to go back and do claws separately so I'm not getting worked up about a little bit of blue on the claws. Ooh, I missed a little bit of that leg. I'm telling ya. Lola, darling. Not Lola. Blue Ann. See, now I'm going to have Lola stuck in my head. Blue Ann, you had more over here that I missed. Well, this is interesting. Silent screen shenanigans. Yeah, that's accurate. Let me... I don't like this one. Move along. Ooh, Quiet Night at the Shack. That's what this one is. Oh my goodness. Where am I? Where am I on this one? I was doing something over here. That's where I am. Getting to the point where some of her legs are getting in the way of the other legs. One little footsie. Two little tootsie. Bing! Not the sound I'm hoping to hear. Well, not hoping to hear, but waiting to hear. Because where I am, we're more mountainous in New Jersey. And that means there are times we get snow and no one else has. You're painting by the leg. Thank you, because that clears up everything. Pick a leg, any leg. So sometimes they will cancel after school activities because we'll end up getting snow or ice before others do. Let's see here. Does being with the presence of this blue cause the player to character's vertigo? I mean, if it's waving its legs around, I could very well see that happening. Vertigo from motion sickness, maybe? Oh, this is actually quite lovely. Quiet Night at the Shack. I need to remember this one. Yeah, I'm going to have to go back in and just do another round with the night blue. Just because of how... I don't know why it's so thinned out. I'm going to have to mark this bottle for myself. Future reference. Thin. And that way I know it's a good one to use when I do my shadow layers, but maybe not so much for this factor. Oh, see? That's the problem. It's easy to jump around. Jump around. Jump around. Oops. Oh, good God. And I'm done. Oh, they're not turkeys. Behirs are not turkeys. No. They got some serious lightning damage going on. They're nothing to, oh, this is one of those things I cannot... Trying to see it and also trying to keep it in view. Dig-a-dug. Okay. Durgadin. I always do that when I hear Durgadin. Durgadin. Feathering that through. You're a leggy girl. I think we have 2 legs left. 2 1/4. There's a little bit over here I need to get. What are we doing time-wise? That's 1:30-ish. So yes, we're going to get the rest of this blue on and then call it for Blue Ann. And definitely carry on with her next week for Wednesday's live stream. I think that's absolutely going to be the way to go with this one. What I may do... I'm debating it. I may go back over the night blue just to get that more to the look and consistency that I want than what I have happening right now because it's thin. Oh, no, there's more. There's more right there. Honey. She walks into the nail salon and they all just like get this look of terror on their face. They'd have to close it down, right? She gets her mani-pedis, they close the place down. Because that's a lot. Ted? Hey, guy, how you doing? Ted or Dave? Which Nerdark are we getting? Or Doug? How are you? Hopefully well. Look at this. We're getting our rounds of Dawnbringers coming in. We have Jake. All right. We're almost there with Little Miss Legs. Oh, and see, I still have that portion of her jaw I need to get to, but that's dropping down to a fine point. Paintbrush. Give me just a second here. I'm thinking. Yeah, you can see how just pulling these colors into each other. Do a little bit of that up here. This is why I wanted the magic blue to go on first, so I could bring the blue down further for the night blue to get better blending. But she's almost there. Let me switch over. Oh, cool!
Look it, it's like a family reunion.
And I'm stuck in the southern accent. Oh, did you, Johnny? Oh, see? Sorry to hear you had to deal with that, truly. All right, so I am moved down to my fine tip here. This is my 10/0, also from the Plaid Color by Me. The Mod Podge, I believe. It's good. I like them a lot. They're good brushes. And they're great brushes for when you're just starting out. And again, don't forget, I do the mouth and the horns and all those details at the end, because I find it helps reduce the back and forth. That's not where I wanted the paint to go syndrome. And let me see here. Yeah, I need a tip. Can I get this angle? I'm going to see this angle is a better question. Yeah, there's that little bit I'm trying to get through here. Doodly-doo. Almost to the point where I'm going to say, and that's it for today. Yeah, I am going to go back in with the night blue again and do another layer, because I'm liking how that's looking better. Alright, so the fin here, I'm going to kind of want to do a little nod to it like the horns. So I think I'm going to do that, leave those as is, and they'll also get the earth color treatment. There is this little spot, I don't know if you, right there. I am desperately trying to reach it with my brush, and it's laughing at me. Come here. There we go. Alright, got it. Haha, I win. Oh, let me see here. Oh, that's right. I forgot Dungeon Matron to remind you of someone. Okay, so this is Blue Ann for now. I do need to go back in with Night Blue because you can see it's a little bit more mottled and splotchy than I really want that look to be. But the blending through here is what I'm going to... It's going to get pulled down further with the second layer as well. So we have the Night Blue pulling over into the Magic Blue. And then she will get a wash in Nightshade. Well, I'm also going to do the mouth and the horns and the claws and all of that too next week. So next week we're going to finish off getting the more consistent blue going. Then we're going to go into doing the finer details. That means the horns, the claws, inside the mouth, the eyes will get done as well. And then... we'll see how it looks after the wash if I want to go back in and maybe just do a slight bit of... I think I will go back in and do some highlighting with dry brushing. Just to bring out some more of those details. So, you know what I might do? I might do off screen the next layer of night and then do the wash. Let's do that. And then I'll go into doing the dry brushing and the details. So it's going to be dry brushing and details next week on our Blue Ann May the Behir is the plan. So that's what we're going with her. I mean, she's lovely. The sculpt is the legs. Oh my gosh, all the legs. I do like the idea of getting a little minion with a cake or something, so it's like, ah! But hey. Okay, everyone. I need to get myself going at this point. I'm going to let her thoroughly dry because I don't want to have the paint start pulling up and flaking because that can happen if it's still sort of drying and it's not quite there yet. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you same time, same place, different date here on the channel. And I hope you all have a wonderful day. If anyone's getting weather as well, please be safe, especially if you're driving later this evening. Until later, I will see you on the flip side on all the socials. And I think that's it for now. Yeah. So I will talk with you all later. If you have any questions, just of course reach out to me on the socials and I'll do the best I can to answer them for you. Until then, be good to yourselves and definitely please, my darling community, be good to each other. All right. Bye, everyone.